Hi, my name is Lisa Jurgenson,
I'm Tamika Barker.
and this is our continuation of our therapy session from the last time we met. Hi, Tamika, how are you doing today?
Hi, Lisa. I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you so much for coming in today. I know it's been about a week since we saw each other. How have things been going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Not so much. I had a wedding, March 30th. It was nice, but they fought, so a lot of the wedding party didn't participate. I was feeling kind of skeptical about being in the wedding because it was last minute. I don't think I'm really good with being second best.
Can you tell me a little bit about more about what they fought about? What was going on with the fight? You said that they fought. What happened?
Um, I believe it was about a deceased family member. A gentleman is marrying our cousin, I think, and they were drinking, playing drunk Uno, and I think he had too much to drink. And so he said, what all the men normally say when a girl is getting married in a family, you better take care of my niece because if KJ was here, you probably wouldn't even be with her. And the young man said something really smart in return. And then the gentleman started throwing chairs, bottles, and then they got to fighting. The mother jumped in, the aunt jumped in, the best friend jumped in.
That sounds really intense.
It was. It was. So we had three members of the wedding party missing, but nonetheless, it was still a beautiful wedding.
Wow. And you were saying earlier that you didn't want to be in it at first because you had been asked last minute.
Yeah, I feel some kind of way about that. Like, don't ask me to do something after someone else bailed on you. If you wanted me to be in it, just ask me to do it. And it was like a
Wow.
lot of last minute expenses that I wasn't expecting, and my dress was way too big. It was a size 24, and they had to bring it down to a 14. So it was still really big in the waist and the breast area, but you couldn't really tell the way that I tucked everything in
Hmm.
and safety pinned it in, but it was still a nice wedding.
Wow. Well, how much time do they give you? Because don't they don't? I mean, I haven't been married for a while, but you usually give the bridal party like a long period of time. How much time do they give you to get prepared for this? Whether it be
2 weeks.
shopping, only 2 weeks.
2 weeks. It was 2 weeks, and the the tailor was a 2 hour drive all the way on the north side, Belmont and Central. 2 hours meaning when I leave, it's traffic because I'm coming
Mhm.
from work, or going home, it was still 2 hours. It wasn't, I was not pleased. So I had to go and get fitted. That was 2 hours. And I came home. That was an hour and a half. And then I had to go back and get fitted again. The dress was still too big. Come back home. Then I went back a third and just said, forget it. I'm not even going to. I was frustrated at that point. And then it was the hardest thing in the world to find some all silver shoes. Because, a lot of shoes in a wedding party have that grayish, silvery look. It took a lot for me to find some gray shoes. And then I had to buy undergarments. That was like $200. The Spanx, the corset, because of the way the back of the dress was made. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then they were like, are you gonna pay for the dress? Am I gonna pay for the dress? No. Had you asked me initially, yes. But this dress, no. All the alterations they have to make, oh no, I'm not paying for it.
So the bride ended up paying for it, or the
Yeah.
bride's family? I don't know how
I
they
don't
do
know who
that, but
paid
yeah,
for
but
it.
you
Tamika
told
didn't
them to
pay
pay
for
for
it.
it. Okay.
It was too much.
That
And
sounds very stressful. Have to do all that last minute, the driving, the and even the expenses of the gas and just your time, but being away from home.
what made it even sour for me was I didn't even know the wedding party. Wasn't even introduced to them. They didn't speak. I didn't speak. Um, I knew two people, and that was the people that I'm related to through marriage. And nobody else spoke. I was so uncomfortable. The, the, the party didn't end until 1 a.m. I sat there for a little bit, did the photos. I ate, and I told my husband I was ready to go. I felt some kind of way about that. and then they were taking all the after wedding photos. They took it with the people that they knew in the bridal party. And so I just felt like I was really just a fill in, literally, with no attachments. And I was like, yeah, I'll never do that again.
That must have been really hard for you to deal with.
I was uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
And I can't even imagine going to a wedding, let alone being in a wedding party. And you're not all like, tell me. I know sometimes you might be introduced, like, oh, here's a
No,
coworker of the bride, but at least there was some kind of time where you were able to hang out as a girl group or what have you to
no,
know each other.
no. The bride kept calling me. Did the maid of honor call you and invite you to the bridal shower? Did she invite you to the bachelorette? I never got a call from that person, ever. And then I told my husband I put off my surgery to do this wedding. And it was like that. I felt some kind of way about it. And I was like, it's cool, no problem. I had surgery the following Friday. I wanted to have it long before our anniversary. Our anniversary is the 14th, and my birthday is tomorrow. So I figured had I did the surgery in February,
Mm-hmm.
I would have been out the boot probably 2 weeks ago and in regular shoes and healing. So we could have still went on our vacation. But I canceled our vacation to participate in the wedding.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, but let me add happy news, congratulations on your anniversary and happy
Thank you.
birthday tomorrow.
Thank you.
Um, so what did your husband, I know how you mentioned in last session about you and your husband. What did he say about everything? Has he been supportive or was he just kind of going with the flow with you at the reception? Say if you said honey or whatever you call him, let's go, and he just kind of followed you, or how did he
He
deal with that?
followed. He didn't. I told him how I felt, and he was like, "Well, babe, I ain't really know nobody but the same two people you knew too, so
Mm-hmm.
don't feel bad." I was like, "I'm ready to go," and he was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go."
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I won't do that again though. Mm-mm. Won't do that again. It was uncomfortable to say the least.
Mm-hmm. And then to find out that people were fighting, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, at first it was funny. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Like funny in a way, like you grown. What could you have possibly said? But then when I found out the young man was only 23 and he was mixing his liquor, dark and white, and he just started acting a fool. And my thing is, if you know you are angry drunk, you shouldn't drink, especially at a time of celebration. Who doesn't have a bachelor party? Everybody has a bachelor party, and yes,
Mm-hmm.
liquor is involved. 9 times out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
to do that, and you could cut the tension with a knife the next day because it was the in-laws versus her family, and so everybody was like stiff.
So where were you? Were you like in the same room, or were
I
you
was
around the
in
corner, or like if there was a restaurant, or you know what I mean? Were you like right in the center middle of everything since you were part of the bridal party?
I didn't say much. Nobody said anything to me. I didn't say anything to anybody. What was I supposed to
Well, thank God you weren't hurt in case things were flying or if. Thank
do?
God. I mean, I'm just saying because what if it got really, really bad and people got I'm sure as grown-ups, people can move back and get out of the
hmm
way if there is a violent situation.
Yeah, they it was different, and the groom tried to hide it from the bride, but one of the girls in the bridal party contacted her and told her. So that was another upset, because he didn't want to stress her
Hmm.
out. Um, it was a mess.
So you were saying earlier that from this learning experience sorry, whether it be with this bride calling you husband and his villain, you had mentioned that you were never going to do this or this style or being a
Mhm.
last minute, as I
Mhm.
can quote unquote say, fill in from what you're describing.
No, I won't do that again. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of last minute stuff. It's a lot of pressure. Um, and I felt out of place. I think that's what it mainly was. I felt out of place. I think had I been in the beginning, you know, got acclimated with the people, it may have been different for me. I believe.
Have you talked to the bride or now
Not
wife
at all.
since after this celebrations?
No, no. Haven't heard anything from anybody, and that's fine. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything.
So she's even called you to tell you thank you or anything, or did she do that like during the celebration or the wedding or
During the
rehearsals or
wedding
anything?
reception, she thanked
Okay.
us all, and that was it. I bought shoes. I bought a lot of stuff for one day. But the good thing is I can use that corset again. It's actually really sexy.
Ooh. Well, that's a plus out of all of this.
Yeah, it was. The surgery part, I wish I could have done it sooner because we wouldn't be here. It's so dark and gloomy and wet and depressing. And I don't like that for our anniversary or my birthday. Normally we'll be out the country right about now, but
Yeah, I noticed when you walked into my office that you were kind of limping, that you had a boot on. I was wondering
I had
what was
major
going
surgery
on.
on my foot. I have been in the boots almost a month now. March 30th, what's this? Wednesday. So it was the week of March 30th, that Wednesday. So going on a month, maybe.
Okay. So will you be in the boot for a long time?
I go for my update Thursday, and they're gonna switch me to a different shoe, something called a walking shoe,
Okay.
and then I'll do therapy. It's supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks, then I'll go back to work. Hopefully, a desk duty.
And you also mentioned that you would prolong the surgery for this girl's or young lady's wedding,
Yeah,
and
I
that you had these
did.
festivities with your husband and or your family for things. And how you mentioned you had a vacation, and then your anniversary was now that you were in a boot with
I
your
didn't want to go
celebration.
out of town like that. I didn't want to go because it has stitches. I have a lot of stitches, and it's just wrapped. I didn't want to run the risk of getting infected. And who goes to an island and don't get in the water, don't tan? And I'm still on heavy narcotics for the pain, and I can only probably walk a good 30 minutes before it swells really bad. So I have to be somewhere where I can elevate my feet for long periods of time. So it would have been a horrible vacation. So why not stay home in this nasty Chicago weather and just be horrible at home for free?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you're healing and everything properly. I'm glad that you're doing better.
Yeah, me
And
too.
just take care of it and do whatever the doctor or nurse tells you to do with what you're supposed to do. And I see you're elevating it up while we're in session right now, so that's a good thing.
I have to.
I'm
It'll
glad
be
we were able to
hurting.
give you some pillows to prop it up while you're in my office. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that helps while we're in here talking today.
I'm gonna try to cook today for the first time. I haven't cooked in 3 weeks, going on a month, because I haven't been able to stand up or walk. I was told to only walk 5 to 10 minutes each hour, and that's basically just to go to the restroom and back to the couch.
So you're making a light meal tonight for dinner, or is it going to be like a heavy, complex meal since you're able to do it for the first time?
I'm thinking more like greens, sweet potatoes, lamb chops, cornbread.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
I have to do something. I haven't cooked in almost a month. I've been feeding him takeout from all these big, expensive restaurants downtown so I can feel like he's had a meal. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try to do it today. So once I leave here and get home, I'm going to pick the greens, season my meat, and get it started.
Okay. Well, our time's just about up. So do you want to schedule another appointment for next week? Then we can check in next week and see how you're doing.
Can I call and follow up?
Yeah,
Depending
sure.
on if I have a way here, because I need a driver because I'm not able to drive.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, so you can just give us a call. Secretary will take care of you. You can just give us a call whenever you're ready, to make an appointment for next time.
Okay.
Basically, finding a driver. And take care of yourself. Like, once again, I'm so sorry to hear about that with that wedding. And I'm sure that experience was kind of uncomfortable for you. But hopefully the next time you're a bridesmaid, it'll happen in a better situation. And, it won't be like that. But thank you so much for coming, Tamika.
Thank you.
And get some rest with your foot.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.